Yep, I got them too. Caseology, or Spiegel called different. To me, it's obvious to which parent company these belong. And that's not a bad thing. Today, we're looking at the Parallax, the Athlex, and the Nano Pop cases. First up, the Athlex case. This one almost looks like a puffer jacket. Its design therefore is very unique and I like it. It's stylish, yet it could work perfectly fine for a business meeting too. The camera bump is perfectly flush, but there is still a small difference in height around the camera. Still, not much of camera protection present here, but it does look cool. I also like the contrast in material. If you've ever had the Rinky Onyx in your hand, the material on the backplate is exactly like that. Grippier than normal plastic and a little rough. The sides are even rougher, and in combination with that unique shape on the sides makes for excellent grip. A mix between Kadabi and D-brand as far as the material goes. Very affordable too, at $15.99. You can't go wrong with these. It's almost jaw-dropping how much value these companies can deliver with such a small price. The fit is nothing short of excellent. The S Pen cutout has that rounding to it to easily find it, and even though it has grippy material on the sides, they didn't add that at the bottom, which is great. The USB-C port cutout is big enough to accommodate third-party cables, and the buttons are very clicky. It has a small front bezel though, and I would love for it to be just so slightly bigger. On the front, no edges of the titanium are visible, and it looks good because of it. On the inside, it almost looks as if it features MagSafe, but it's not MagSafe, it's just padding and design. Looks great though. Moving on to the Parallax. This one has a lot of similarities with the Athlex. It has exactly the same material on these two pieces at the top and bottom, and to contrast that, a very comfortable pattern in the middle. The sides trade in that grippy material of the Athlex for a stripy, not so comfortable pattern. And they put this at the bottom too, which isn't good. Especially with the weight of the S24 Ultra. The camera bump is also pretty much identical, with it being just so slightly thicker in width and not height. The inner also has a cool design to it, which is made of the same material. Very clicky buttons are present here too. And the fit is exactly the same. It's not a bad case, but to then make it more expensive in comparison with the Athlex is making it difficult to recommend. Not by much though. The Parallax is only $18.99. Then finally the Nano Pop, which is also priced at $18.99. Luckily, this one is on par with the Athlex, and maybe even better. A little less grip because it doesn't have such aggressive textures to accomplish it, but it does have a dotted pattern on the sides, and it feels overall pretty grippy. It's also a nice material, not plasticky, but also not silicone. Probably some TPU, but it works out. The camera bump is much bigger, relatively speaking of course, but enough I think. It comes in all kinds of colors, but this one is the most normal looking. I think the light gray also gives it a nice contrast to the otherwise black case. Here, we'll find that same rounding for the S Pen, clicky buttons, and front protection. It also has a soft material at the bottom and no sharp feeling textures. Long story short, just skip the Parallax. And these are more than worth your money. Now, if you would like to purchase one of these, check out the description for the links. And if you're still undecided, maybe you like these cases better. Or these.